Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. It is Compass Box Sunday officially. Uh, we have a live session coming up tonight with the one and only Scotch Test Dummies. That should be a lot of fun. These guys are industry favorites. I think everybody in our community just look up to these guys a lot, and we have a lot to learn from them and a lot to thank them for, actually, because these guys, hey, how are you? No, guys, yeah, just me so far. Waiting for, there we go, here we go. Here comes our celebrity guests. I'm not sure if we're going to have both the guests or just one, but let's see. Going to be having some fun today with the Scotch Test Dummies. It should be a great holiday toast with these guys. I know we all look up to them. So let's see, waiting for them. Let's see, maybe I can send them a request. Let's make sure it's audio-wise and everything's working. What's going on? How you doing, bud?
Okay, Jazz, I hate Instagram that you can't go
Yeah,
horizontal if you want two of us in the shot.
Oh, I see. Oh, wow. This is an honor. This is
like, get out. You can't be in the shot with this manga shirt. Look at that. It's like a big old sword person.
Well, you're, Bart, you're pretty tall. So you're a big dude. So I don't know if both of you guys are going to be able to fit in. You're going to have to zoom out. I put on binoculars to see the comments.
I'm going to scrunch down like a hobbit.
I'm not responsible for your neck problems tomorrow morning.
That's right. Look at that. Hold on. I'm going to recline. Look at this. He's giving me a recliner. Hold on. How do I
love that shirt. It's like a samurai shirt. What is that?
Yes, encourage. I wear these manga shirts. No, you don't need any Santa dummy stuff. This is straight from Japan.
Yeah. How's our audio? Are we coming through okay?
Yeah, seems to be great. Great, thank you. How about you?
Good.
Phenomenal.
Good, man. So, cheers. I guess let's pour something. No, but
thanks for having us on. I heard we came in a little bit late. I heard some of the words you were saying there, some of the praise you were giving us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's no, most welcome. It's true. I've been posting for 4 or 5 years now on Instagram, and really got into it seriously in the last year and a half, and been watching you guys. I mean, you guys post a lot, so I haven't been able to see all the videos, but definitely learning a lot from you guys, and I know a lot of people follow and look up to you guys. So cheers, man. Thank you for being online and coming just to do an informal holiday toast, have a conversation, and maybe answer some questions for the people watching.
Absolutely, yeah. Now we have this great King Street that someone arranged for us to get.
It's a little while to get to you, right? Yeah.
Now, do you have the same? Do you want to do this? Do you want to start with another Compass box?
What? I'm in. Let's do it. I have it too.
Zip that bad boy.
I have Scotch Troopers and mine here. Do you have Scotch Troopers also or no?
I do not. I've got the Glasgow blend I just picked up a couple of weeks ago, but it's not Troopers.
Gotcha. One thing which really, I really liked about you guys is you guys have always been a fan of Compass Box. How'd you guys first get into Compass Box?
I saw in Whiskey Advocate, they had rated the Oak Cross. They gave it like a 92 or a 93. I had seen it in my liquor store, and it was like $49 or something like that.
It's a nice poison pen, baby.
But, I thought for a 92 or a 93, whatever they gave it for a blend, and $49, I'll pick one up and try it.
Right.
And been in love with Compass Box ever since.
And then mine was because of him. He says, I was coming over to hang out or something. You can slide over a little bit if you want. Again, we got to cozy up. There you go. And
you guys are Siamese twins now.
That's it. All you need is a manga shirt. He had this bottle of Peat Monster out on the table. And at the time, I was I was not a big Pete fan. Now I'm a Pete head now, and I did all the rookie mistakes that folks do with Pete. One, it was their Pete Monster was extremely pale. I mean, it was so light in color.
Yeah.
They had, and they had the label there with the little monster on it. It was the older version. And I was like, what is this marketed to college 22-year-olds? I mean, they got a little monster on the thing. And he literally said, shut up. There you go. Yep, that was it exactly. He says,
this was my introduction to a Compass Box too. This was the first Compass Box I ever had, and fell in love with it.
Yes. He literally told me, shut up and drink it. And I drank it, and I was like, oh, my God. He goes, yeah. And that was it. And I went, not only did I go full Compass Box fanboy, I went deep into the Pete head.
Nice.
And that's what did it. So Pete Monster just totally, I mean, it's so smooth and light, but smoky and peaty and roasted. And I mean, it was just amazing what was packed into that bottle. So that was my intro, and I was off to the races.
Cool. I'd love for you guys to do your test it to see how you feel about this one. I'm sure you guys tasted a lot of marriage casks before, but just get your opinion on it, honest opinion, and with your whole test it that you do.
That's right. And I'll just say that why don't you name it, and then I'll say what we're going to do with it.
Bart, we got Great Kings, Compass Box, Great King Street. This is a special release from tonight's Poison. What are we going to do?
We're going to test it! Poison style, baby. Tonight's Poison.
I appreciate it, guys. Cheers.
Look what the cat dragged in.
That's right.
Poison style.
A little Poison style. What snuck in with the Compass Box? A little tonight's Poison.
I think that's the best thing about you guys is a sense of humor, you know? You know, there's too many geeky things going on. It becomes boring, and you guys are never boring to watch. So I think that's brilliant.
Boom.
That was one of the things. Really, when we started, we were both getting into whiskey about the same time, and we were watching some YouTube stuff, and it was all fairly the same. And we thought, and we're a little different, but we said let's try to bring a little
really different.
Let's try to bring a little humor and make it fun. You know, tell stories, do whatnot. And we had some slow traction at first. It took us a while to get going. But once people watch and they tune in and they see our style, and you know the thing is, we still get a lot of comments. People are like, "This review should be 5 minutes long. You guys talk too much."
That guy with the goofy bright burn my retina shirt is like an idiot. You know, I mean, we get a lot of that.
And basically, you know, we're like, hey, there's plenty of other channels on YouTube that do that. You can go watch them.
Right.
But we banter a little bit. Yeah. We talk, tell stories. And
I'll admit, just as I was dipping my toe into Scotch, and that's where we kind of started, whiskey in general, but Scotch, I'll admit, this well before the channel, it was a little intimidating to me. And I kept thinking, like, man, there's rules, and what are the rules, and how do I drink it, and what. And so part of our deal was to kind of liberate it from that. I mean, it's a fun drink. It's, you know, you buy it, you drink it your way. That thing.
Yeah. I've met so many different ambassadors over the years because I'm a wholesaler during the day, right? So I go through a lot of different events, and the best ones, you know, brand ambassador wise, when they're doing an event, are the ones that say, drink it however the fuck you want. You know, you want water in it, put water in. You want ice in it, you want to put warm water, you want to put a dropper, you want to put Coke. Do it on your drink, don't do it on mine. But that's what they say. And you know, it's always good, you know, that way. And then there's ones that are very serious. Oh, you gotta do it this way and that way. But there's also ones which are fun and serious at the same time, like Richard Patterson.
Yeah, he's sloshing around, throwing it out. And actually, we watched the nose. We watched him early on, and that was one thing we liked with him, was that he was entertaining to watch, and we knew we weren't coming with his knowledge. Hence, Scotch Test Dummies, and it was all about the journey that you'll take with us. We flat out say people watching know way more than we do. We're on a journey. So it's our quest kind of as we move through and meet folks like yourself and fans and those that have never tried it but try it for the first time. And so that's the joy and the fun of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what do you think?
It's delicious.
It is. It's very good. We just opened this. It's I'm sure a little bit of time and some air is gonna help it. I really got to, I had to look because I thought, man, I got a lot of grassiness up front.
Malt.
Well, from some of the grain, and I thought, is this a malt whiskey or a blended Scotch? It's a blended Scotch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and the slight sherry influence is coming through. It's pushing through.
Yeah. I get that real nice twisted malt. A beautiful malty, grassy.
What are your top three favorite Compass boxes? Curious.
Right there behind you.
Right here.
I would go the General, the Circus, and
that one for me. The double single.
I know you always talk about that one. Yeah, a double single for sure.
Yeah, that one just surprised the hell out of me. I mean, I was like, wow. He's the collector aficionado now of Compass Box. I got to say, Peat Monster always.
I've really the new Delilah's, the 25th Delilah's.
Yeah, that just got rated. I think it just got a score on one of the publications. I think as a top 100 spirit, right? I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, we haven't seen.
Yeah, I forget. I just posted it yesterday too. Let me see if we can find it. What it was. Yeah, they just got in the top 100 for blended Scotch whiskey, top 100, and it was the first one listed, which is kind of cool.
Oh, good.
It was Wine Enthusiast top 100 spirits of 2018, and they had Limousine Rye as one of the best ryes, listed at 90 points. Compass Box Delilah's 25th anniversary was 97 points.
Nice.
Oh yeah, very good.
Yeah, and then they had Whistle Pig Farm Stock crop number 2 at 90 points. So this is basically some of the stuff that I actually drink and I enjoy. So I posted about it. So I'm going back to my history on my stories from 2 days ago.
Yeah. Now the Delilah's 25th, and actually when I first opened it and poured it, I was a little disappointed by it. Maybe my palate was a little off that night. A week or two later, when I went back to it again, it was completely different for the better. And I don't know if it was just my palate was off the first night I had it, or if it had opened up a little bit. But yes, it was the one I had a hard time not going to, and I drank a half of one bottle pretty quick.
Wow.
Yeah, I found myself just going back to it and going back.
Wow, I'd like to do that with your bottles too.
How long have you guys been friends? Or you guys were co-workers, friends? What's the story exactly?
Yep.
I forget.
We met at the office. He'd been there about a year and a half before I was, and I showed up, was new, and he said, I like the Denver Broncos, which we're in Chiefs territory, and he goes, I like Star Wars, and I don't mean a little bit, I mean a lot. And I'd moved to Wichita, Kansas from Denver, so I said it. And he's like, you like cigars too? And I was like, no. He's like, dang, you kidding me? And I was like, nope, I don't smoke. But yeah,
never smoked? Never smoked?
No, not really. I think I grabbed some of my older sisters. It was probably the wisest thing I ever did. I stole one of her clove cigarettes. And I lit that bad boy when I was about 14, and that was it. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm done. That ain't happening again.
Oh, you're smart. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I do enjoy my cigars. Yeah, absolutely.
Guys with these real nice sticks, as I found out they're called. And I'll be around when they're smoking them, and it looks interesting and fun.
It smells great, yeah. A lot of people who don't smoke, they like the smell.
Yeah.
Outdoors, when you're nearby, but they usually don't like it when they go to a cigar lounge when they come out stinking like smoke for the next 2 days.
Yep. And everybody says, man, you're a big peat head and you like all the tobacco flavors, but you don't smoke cigars. I'm like, I blame it on the cloves.
Just a personal preference thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, so yeah.
Well, I was going to say, tell us a little bit about what's the process in getting your own Compass Box bottle? I mean, how did you do this? How do you get this?
Nice.
So you know Karen from Compass Box. She handles the East Coast, Northeast. So she's a representative. She works for John Glazer. She basically is a supplier, part of the Compass Box team. And since I'm a distributor, she basically mentioned to me that she had some barrel samples that basically can be converted to a barrel program for a retailer. Like, they'll buy 50 cases, for example. So I had basically taken that barrel sample out to a retailer or two, actually. And they loved the sample, but for some reason, timing wasn't right. And they were not really interested into bringing that in at the moment. But I fell in love with the sample myself. So I started talking to them and saying, hey, I don't think I can handle 50 cases, but if there's an opportunity where I can tone it down a little bit, I would love to bottle this for myself, just to share amongst friends and stuff like that. And, I drink Compass Box, on a weekly basis, so why not have something with my name on it, which will be interesting. And, the whole whiskey is more enjoyable when you share it amongst friends, your family and friends. So this was an idea that kind of came out of nowhere and just, it worked out and made it happen.
That's because we would love to do something like this too, if the sample was something, but because, this is great. I can see why you fell in love with this.
Yeah. You saw the story about the Spaniard too, right?
No. What story?
Well, the Spaniard, I guess the owner of the bar Spaniard in New York, I guess they had coordinated with John and the team and basically got his own idea, concept. The Spaniard, you know the Spaniard. You guys have it, huh?
Yeah.
You got one.
So
not the one for the restaurant.
Oh.
But the regular release Spaniard. No, I do not have that one. No.
Okay. So the regular release is the one that I mailed you, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mailed you along with this, but yeah, this is obviously it's something that came about from the owner of the Spaniard in New York, the bar, and John Glazer. They talked about it and they came up with this together, and it was 360 bottles that was made. So besides doing this, John also does this once in a while, but from what I know, they don't do this anymore. The reason I mention it is how cool would it be to have your bottle, because this thing is awesome because you could do your own, logo, label, the whole concept, the story. You could pick several different whiskeys to blend and things like that. And this is like from scratch. It's really, truly your own. But this one, unfortunately, this is going to be something where they have pre-made barrels or the barrels are already out there. You just select different samples to see what you enjoy better and then basically bottle under your name. And, the whole label stays the same, but obviously, you get your name on it that way. So there's two different ways of doing it, but I believe they're not doing this anymore.
Oh, really?
But you have pretty good pill with John Glazer. Who knows? He might do it for you.
I would love to.
I do have one, a Bounty Hunter wine out in California. They had a special bottling done. I do have
Correct.
one of those.
Similar story as a Spaniard, yeah.
Yeah. Bounty Hunter.
Did you guys try the story of the Spaniard? So that's the Spaniard, and the other one, which is the regular release, the story of the Spaniard. Did you guys get a chance to try that out yet?
Yep. Do. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
very good too.
Yeah.
Actually, a little lighter, a little sweeter.
Yeah.
Than the Delilah's 25.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's-
the box of the.
Let me take a look at some of these comments people maintaining here. Let's see these comments. Somebody asked,
Yeah, I've been
what
trying to
happened to
watch.
Bart's head?
Say again?
Somebody says, what happened to Bart's head?
Yeah, sorry. I sat up. I was sitting down like a hobbit, and then I sat up a little bit there. Or are they talking my high forehead? Could be my high forehead as well.
Yes, Dan. It was whiskey for my motorcycle, Daniel. So yeah, he's probably talking about your
Yeah,
forehead.
I'm usually wearing a hat that hides the big old forehead.
Charles is on drinking caveman. He's a good dude. I did a holiday toast with him the other day.
Yep.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
Charles and
Charles,
Wally.
Yep, Wally.
Is Wally on too? I missed
Haven't
it.
seen him, no.
He's always preparing for his Instagram lives all the time. So what else is going on, guys? What are you guys doing for the holidays?
We've been doing the Secret Spirits Scotch Advent calendar.
Yep.
every day. We went down to Iron Root Republic, Texas Distillery last weekend in Denison,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yep.
Met Nancy Fraley down there. We got to taste some of the
Cool.
different whiskeys that she's been working on. And I did a little interview with her. I still have some videos to get edited and posted up. I got one posted today just of Iron Root overall, really.
Ooh, I got to look at that.
Where we met with Robert and Jonathan in the warehouse.
Right,
area.
that was fun. We were in their barrel room, their rick house. Got to sample stuff straight from the cask. Many things we actually didn't get to. He kept telling me you guys were going to get to sample even more from the cask. I'm like, quit saying stuff like that. Yeah.
You guys post really often on YouTube, and I know video editing is just time consuming. How do you guys find time to do all that stuff?
We split the duty, first of all. And then, quite honestly, we've gotten pretty good that when we film, we'll batch film. We'll do 3 or 4 shows in one sitting. And then one that's easier to film, we're pretty good. When we transitioned to some live shows, it was pretty easy because we already ran a pretty tight. I mean, there's very little editing unless something weird happens or the dog goes super crazy or something like that. Yeah, so it's pretty much the editing isn't too bad now.
Yeah, even when we pre-record though, our Saturday or a Wednesday release, it doesn't take that much editing, other than maybe cropping the front end and the back end. Once in a while, I got to cut out Bart because he does a lot of talking.
Oh, I did edit myself out. I was yelling at myself. Shut up! Shut the hell up! What are you doing? Yeah, and he was loving it. I told him, I said, yeah, I had a crisis. I was like cursing myself, going, how does he put up with this?
Whiskey from my motorcycle says Scott does all the work.
Oh my God. Well, he does a lot of the technical work. I'll tell you that for sure.
I do most of the social media.
Yes, all the social media. I'm not the social media guy.
So I'm not sure if you guys are ready to move on to a different dram, but I just poured me the Scotch Trooper one. Scotch Trooper Whiskey Library, DC. If you haven't tried this yet, I'll send you a sample of this.
I'll holler at Trooper and tell him to send us some of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he should be shipping you a bottle. Have you tried the VA distilling one that he released?
No, we haven't had his.
But we met the VA, a gal from VA.
Amanda Beckwith.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
she's cool.
She had brought Nancy had helped them with it's a blend of theirs with Scotch that's cider cask finished.
Yeah.
That was an outstanding whiskey.
And the cider cask got like top 20, right? In the Whiskey Advocate.
I heard it has done really well.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. They had some bottles about 2 months ago.
Try to have her on a show.
For me a little bit.
Yeah, she seems cool.
Yeah.
VA distilling just seems cool.
You know what's amazing is once you kind of, of course, with YouTube, with our live streams, with Instagram, Twitter, and we've been around long enough, and it's really, sitting here talking to you and Scotch Trooper. Yeah, we know Scotch Trooper. Charles. Oh yeah, Charles. We've had him on. We talked to him. Yeah. Amanda Beckwith. You're like, oh yeah, I know her. Great gal. It's just amazing how the circle of people in the whiskey community.
Yeah. And
just getting to know everybody it's amazing.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd pick somebody that's on here and I could go, no, we don't know them.
Richie.
Scotch Ford.
There's a guy named Richie on here right now that he's relatively new follow.
Oh,
so,
just
as a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, Trooper's putting out some.
So this is just the regular release Glasgow blend.
Cool.
Great King Street, not the Scotch Trooper special edition. Now I saw your bottling is 49% ABV.
Yeah.
Which is higher. Even the regular release of this one is 43%, and you can taste it. It shows on the palate. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it barrel strength, I guess, that's basically what it is. They don't cut it down with water, just like Maker's Mark would have a barrel select or something like that, same thing. And yeah, 43% versus 49. And I think both, even the Scotch Trooper one is 49. So I think all their marriage casks are around 49%, give or take, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the Glasgow blend generally is sherried and heated.
Yes.
Slightly.
Yes. Yeah, which is a deadly but perfect combination. If I could get that one, I would have gotten that one, but there was not one available.
Mm.
I think Scotch Trooper beat me to it. Yeah. And his is 192 bottles. Yeah, they got 192 bottles made. But they basically partner up and they're retailing it, out of our retailer partner probably, So that's a whole different thing.
Well, yeah, we got to definitely talk to you about how all that works.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you guys, that'd be great to create your own, partner up with some local distillery or somebody from Scotland like Compass Box, and it's not that difficult to do. It's just a matter of finding the quality that you want to put your name on, and you have enough contacts that you'll be able to do it. From the distribution side, I can help you get you the contacts. You guys are over there. I'm not sure how the market works over there in your state, but I know the laws in Jersey, but I can easily find out how it works over there.
Cool. Yeah, that's what we got to do. We just got to make sure we're tip top with the state laws here.
Yeah. No, they're relatively easy. It's pretty spelled out pretty easy. Yeah. So, somebody asked. I think there's a question here too. What's your marrying cask? The last finish type. It's basically 2 additional years in a sherry cask. So additional 2 years there. Let's see who else here. What's everyone drinking? I just had some Hazelburn 13 Oloroso. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, any plans for New Year's?
Nope.
You guys normally stay in?
I usually just try to have a quiet moment with the
You
family.
guys hang out together for New Year's or just family stuff, family time?
Yeah, mostly family time for me.
I see enough of him.
Yeah, that's true.
At work and
New Year's, I'm
stuff.
usually running around with just my underwear on, so he's like, "You can't come over anymore." He doesn't want to see that. He's like, "Nope, sorry." The wife said no more. No, I just usually hang out with the family.
Well, and I had kind of wondered what your role was. I know on Instagram you're a big, great influencer. And as far I didn't know you were a distributor.
Yeah.
I mean, how'd you get in? Kind of give us the
What's your story?
Yeah, give us the Cliff Note version of how you got where you're at.
So my family background has always been business. I grew up watching my grandfather with a auto parts business back home in India. I was 11 when I came here, and my dad was always in the business. My mom was in some business also. So I was always around summer vacations, getting a taste of sales all the time. So, but my passion was computers. So out of college, IT, and I got an IT job. But the IT industry took a dip around 2000 with the Y2K stuff happening, things like that. I got into a sales position. I've had smaller sales positions here and there, just growing, while in high school and college and stuff like that. So eventually, when the IT industry took a dip, I got into sales positions, and I came across this industry about 12 years ago. So sales, and this type of thing. So I got into this about 12 years ago, and basically worked for a largest distributor in New Jersey, which does about $1.2 billion in alcohol distribution sales.
Wow.
And carries about 2,000 different SKUs between wines and spirits, no beers. And I work for them as a field sales manager, and I manage a team of 11 people who kind of handle the state. So basically, I'm always around alcohol during the day, and at nighttime I'm doing this. So yeah, but a lot to learn because I've always been predominantly like Scotch whiskey, and I'm really getting into American whiskey the last year and a half, 2 years.
That's kind of us. We started off Scotch. I mean, the whole name. We were just doing Scotch reviews early on, and only one day a week. And we realized, we were in the states where all the bourbon's at anyway, and the ryes, and we started to just say, why wouldn't we branch out and cover more?
Yeah. And your palate expands, right? Your palate expands, you learn, and you appreciate. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And we've had, rye whiskeys, bourbons, America's malts. We've had, Canadian whiskey, Japanese whiskey,
American single malts,
Irish whiskey, Taiwan,
right? Japanese stuff,
Australian whiskey from all over. There's delicious stuff being made.
The whole world's waking up to the brown spirit.
Yeah. Somebody says sleepy eyes. Yeah, I am. I'm exhausted because I got home at 4 a.m. last night. That's usually not typical, But Canelo, the boxing match was on at Madison Square Garden in New York last night, so that lasted till about midnight. And then I was not supposed to go to any after party, but somebody dragged me into it. So there was an official after party. Hennessy is a huge sponsor of Canelo, the boxing match with HBO. And basically they had some things set up. So obviously being an industry person, I went there. And it was in New York City, and I had 2 people with me, so I had to drive them back. And by the time I got home, it was 4. So then I woke up at 8. So that's why I have sleepy eyes. If you're referring to me, that is. I'm not sure if you're referring to Bart or Scott.
It'd be me. I'm a little bit more of the manga shirt. Wake everybody up.
Whiskey Wing says you were probably kicking and screaming. He's sure going to that.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
No, yeah, I do enjoy going out to those things. You know, we're blessed, and this industry is kind of cool. You know, there's a lot of cool events they put a lot of marketing dollars behind it, so why not take advantage of it? And actually, that's how I got into this whole Tonight's Poison thing, because I was part of the industry. I started posting pictures of where I'm at, what I'm doing, you know, kind of promoting the brands that basically might be launching, like new things coming out, and just became a little bit of following, and then I started really getting into a learning part of it, and that's how this thing started. Travis is on. How you doing, Travis?
Travis from Dancing Goat.
He's a good dude.
Go.
Yeah. So anyway, this thing came about today. We're doing this because, you know, you're one of the few people on here that definitely, I think a lot of us, including myself, look up to. You guys are doing great stuff for the community in general, education-wise, and just keeping it lighthearted and fun. You know, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So I wanted to do this just to have a little holiday toast together and cheers together. And the Travis is going to be another one that I'm going to be doing one with. I have Scotch Trooper coming up. I want to say Monday. I don't recall exactly which date it is. So just doing it kind of like 12 days of Christmas, like 12 Instagram personalities to do this with. So I'm glad you guys were able to do this with me and take your time out to do this during the holiday season.
Well,
appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words and for having us on. Definitely.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Can we do some sort of a giveaway? You guys have anything that you guys can ask a question, maybe see in the feed who comes out with the answer. I can give away tonight's poison glass and pen, both basically. I don't know if you guys want to do something so we can ship it out to anybody.
I've been using this coin number 728.
That's right. Little challenge.
720.
Coin.
720 we'll give away.
720.
And one of our rocks glasses.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. So what's the question? I want to see somebody who's possibly a fan of yours who can answer maybe something maybe a fan would know. I'm not sure. Well, whatever you guys want, whatever you desire. You're the guest.
Yeah, this is your strength. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Oh, really? You just want to go with that instead of anything focused on us?
Oh,
well, that's a good one. That's a good one, though. If they're
not
tuning
from the
in.
show.
Anything works.
Go with what you had. I like that. We'll turn that away. And you mentioned it. You mentioned a couple times. What is the ABV? I'm going to cover it so nobody sees it.
They can't. I don't think
They can't anyway. All right. Of tonight's poison. See if we can get it in there. I've got the ABV. It's covered. What is the ABV? It was mentioned earlier in the show. If you got a real good memory, I would never win this. Of tonight's poison, the Great King Street, the artist blended it.
So comment here. The first person who gets it right gets something from these guys here, which will be awesome. And I'll also ship you my stuff.
Woo,
glass and a pen. Andy got it first.
Yep.
Ting, 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 ting.
Just a second before.
Right before GCAP.
Yep. GCAP was close.
That was a cool and interesting question because it was simple. We definitely talked about it. So anybody watching from the beginning would know. Yep.
Circle the back in.
That's a lot of times when we do giveaways on shows, it'll be something that we've talked about during the show or brought up or something. So just make sure people are paying attention.
That's right. He likes to keep them on their toes.
So do you, Andy, send us an email, scotchtestdummies@gmail.com, and we'll send you rocks glass and coin number 720.
That's good.
That's awesome. Andy, I have your address already. I've shipped you some stuff. Andy's doesn't live too far away from me, so I can literally drive by and put it in his mailbox. Save me the shipping.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Well, good.
What I love sherried scotches. Bart loves peated scotches. Where does your loyalties lay?
Loyalties.
Yeah, it's a very difficult question to answer because depending on the mood, I really thoroughly enjoy both. I got into Compass Box because of Pete Monster and fell in love with Ardbegs and started Lafroigs and all that stuff. I love those. But then there's certain times that just don't feel like having that. And I love sherry stuff too. So I'm like kind of 50-50, or depending on the mood, it might be 60-40, but it changes all the time. So I thoroughly enjoy both.
Yep. Awesome.
I just poured me some 10th anniversary Pete Monster in celebration of doing a toast with you guys. You guys have something in your glass to do a little holiday toast?
I'm going to do a little double single in there.
Ooh.
I had to make sure I get it. Got to get the double single.
You mentioned the General earlier. Yeah, you mentioned the General earlier. That's been one that I've been kind of looking for, and it's so hard to find for the right price. Oh, my God.
Can you, I'd almost buy one regardless of the price.
Yeah, maybe eventually. Yeah. Well, I found one person, but it was way over $2,000. So I was like, oh.
No, not that much.
See, I didn't port you up to your precious.
Nice. And there's a place in New York City, a bar in New York City, which has it. So every now and then when I feel like having it, I'll just go there and have it.
Nice.
If you guys ever come up to New York.
They got, if they still have it, people,
one bottle.
The word is out and people go. Well, so I think it's in. Someone's always posting pictures in Chicago. I don't know if it's at Delilah's or somewhere too that has the General.
Yes.
And they must have had several bottles.
Yeah.
Like it's the everlasting bottle. It seems like.
Yeah. Crow John says he could find them for $1,800. Yeah. This just to since we're talking about Compass Box, I'll show you a little bit of my Compass Box if you don't mind.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be a good video or not, but I have are you able to see that? Because I'm not able to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, they're you're breaking up a little bit.
It's freeze framing a bit.
The Spaniard.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I've seen pictures of that one with the boom thing on it. That was.
This is, I believe, this is the first Magnum of the Pete Monster. It's really old. I've had this one for about 7-8 years.
Delilah, see all those. Benny's. Can't tell those the Flaming Hearts, no names.
Yeah, there's 3 different Flaming Hearts.
Yep. Hedonisms. 3-year-old.
Circus.
Lost Blend.
Your double single right there.
Nice.
Not a luxury whiskey. I'll tell you what, that right there is my number 3. Not a luxury whiskey.
Yeah. That is really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of these I've already gone through my seconds, so these are like my last ones, so they're sealed. Whenever I can, the new stuff I try to buy 2 or 3 now, so that way I can enjoy 2, maybe open them up, and then 1 keep it sealed.
Nice. He's trying to do double buys.
Yeah, it's so expensive. This hobby is very expensive, though, right, guys?
It is.
This is my rarest one that I still don't see that too many people have. This is, I think, a 2007 Hedonism from Hedonism.
Wow. Oh, yes.
Are you going to open that now?
Nope.
Yeah, because Bart will drink it right up.
I'll help you out with that one. I believe your phrase is whiskey's meant to be shared.
Yep. It is.
But anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I don't know how long ago did we start this, by the way? Do you recall?
It was just before 7. It was like 6:55, I think.
The first time I did this Instagram thing, I had no idea it was a 1-hour timer, and it abruptly cut off on me. So I always remember that not to do that. So thanks again. Happy holidays. Anybody just any questions for our friends here at Scotch Test Dummies? Please ask, because I know we've been chatting and a lot of you guys are saying some things here and might be missing it. But any questions for Scotch Test Dummies, Scott and Bart, please ask. We'll love to be able to get their input on it. Yeah, the hobby is very expensive. Whiskey watches. Absolutely. Are you guys fans of Clyde Mays? Have you tried the Clyde Mays?
We've done one, and it was not one of the Alabama styles. I haven't had any of those. It was just one of the regular bourbon. I don't know if it was a small batch bourbon, or no, it wasn't small batch bourbon. It was just
The Alabama style?
It was good. It was just Clyde Mays. I think it was 94 proof bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The cask strengths they have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been collecting those too. They just came out with something really cool and rare. Out of nowhere, I didn't even see any publicity on it. It just came out with it. I just got the bottle on Friday. Let me see if I can find it, show it to you. You guys might have not even heard about it. If you guys don't mind, you can continue to chat with the group here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we just had the question. Someone asked, when does bracket 2 get posted? We are actually planning on, we have to shoot the championship yet. We still haven't done that.
Filmed it.
Maybe tomorrow night.
Sure. Yep.
But we were not planning. We did have plans originally. It would be Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. But I said that with the whiskey, the Secret Spirits Advent calendar has kind of put a crimp in a lot of our plans.
A little bit.
We could really push these out whenever we want.
Right. It's been interesting, though, having a video every single day. I've been watching our analytics because it's a little bit of a different look. It's as if we had a full-time show, if this was a full-time gig, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
Right. I like it.
Scott's growing the porn stash.
Well, the rest of it's just gray. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's got a little something there. He's got a goatee, but you can't tell.
It looks good on you. You guys got to always change it up, right?
That's right.
We're not. So this is the cast trend, probably something like this you've had. This is the 10-year, but this is the Alabama style. That's what they're famous for. But they just came up with this, which is, I didn't hear anything about it. And boom, as a distributor, I saw it come out of nowhere. And look at the way it comes, too. They come out with a nice box.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
And this is basically what they're doing here is a cast trend 10-year straight bourbon whiskey. And you know what's really unique about it? I'm a huge marketing guy. I love marketing. So, that usually is what attracts me to a bottle, and then I read about the story and I learn about it. The label is almost like a piece of wood.
Oh, really?
Almost like an etched wood.
Wow.
Which is very, 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 very unique and cool. And what I learned, I'm not sure if this one's done by them, but Stranger and Stranger, the people behind most of the labels for Compass Box, they also do Clyde Mays labels, but only for their cast strength or the top of the line stuff, which I'm sure they touched on this one too. And I know they have done this. Stranger does these labels for them.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Since you
150 retail.
That's not bad. I'll have to look for that one.
We better put this away or I'm going to hit it again.
Hit it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have an open one up double single.
Since you like marketing, you must have about 100 bottles of Johnny Walker White Walker. Huh?
I do have a full case. Yeah. Well, it's gone down 3 or 4 bottles, but yeah, I do have it. And I did pull the trigger on all the Game of Thrones ones, single malts too.
Those were cool. I would like to have seen. I haven't seen those.
They are there's some around. Everybody got in, I think, the whole set, but there's only 2 or 3 of them that most people are buying, so it's hard to complete your sets.
Yeah. I'm trying to come up with maybe a holiday post.
$100 and just buy the whole thing. Auburn Spirits has them, and they set a couple. They sold them individually, but they also made some complete sets that they're charging a little bit more for because it's got the Oban in there, and I think it's the Klein Leash, one of them too, that most people are snatching up.
Do you know how much that set's going for? What are they charging for it?
$600, I think. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, to have the full set,
For 8,
that's pretty cool.
8 bottles.
Very cool. So when I thought about doing this with you guys, I was thinking about, I have my YouTube set up. It's just basically what I do is I post experiences that I go out to, like VIP, behind the scene tours and stuff that I have access to being a distributor. So I've been posting that as education, basically. I was thinking about doing this with you guys on YouTube, but I guess I have not done one. I've done a couple test ones on my own, so I'm not comfortable with it yet. So I might hit you guys up just to get maybe more knowledge on that, because I feel the quality of the full screen and the video quality and everything compared to Instagram is so much better. So much better.
I've walked a lot of people through the YouTube setup.
Yeah, it's weird. We got walked through early on ourselves. It's not very intuitive.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard once you know how to do it, but it is definitely not intuitive.
Well, I have it set up. I already set it up, and I've done a test on it, like on my own without having it live. So I guess the only thing left to do is just have people go, other people join in, go live. But I guess I'll try it out. Maybe I'll get some tips from you guys on it, just because I feel like this is so constricting. Like right now, if I want to chat with the people, logging in, it's so difficult to type on the phone versus doing on a laptop or a computer. At least the interaction is so much better, as far as typing comments and stuff like that. But do you know Denver Lively? Of course you do, right?
I know who he is just through social media. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have an Instagram live with him at 9 o'clock, which is in about 15 minutes. And he's going to be logging in from Australia.
You froze a little bit there.
Sorry, we had a freeze.
So I have an Instagram live with him in about 15 minutes. He's going to be logging in from Australia.
Yeah. Well, let me get a little something. We'll toast out, and we'll let you go get ready for that.
I'm going to do this as the last one.
Ooh, nice.
By the way, that was just an FYI. That was not a way of saying goodbye.
No.
One of the nice things with YouTube Live, or when you do the YouTube Live, is it posts to your channel. There's no editing.
Right.
You go live.
Yeah, you're right.
Put it out there to the world, and you hit end, and it's on your channel. That's it.
Yeah.
No editing. Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Roy loves that it just goes out live to the world with no editing.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas I have to save this video, then post it, and then it's with a black space on the left and right side. It's such a narrow thing, and it just doesn't work so good. In the future, I would like to transfer it to YouTube Lives, basically. But just don't have enough following. Hopefully, I guess for you guys, you have more followers. Last I checked, you guys were almost at 10,000, right?
Yep.
Closing in. Hoping by the end of the year.
Yeah, about 97.50 now, somewhere in there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And whereas your Instagram has a little bit less, mine's the other way around. So it's like always a difficult thing to have people who follow on you on Instagram to go to YouTube and vice versa. Yeah. So my fear is if I do these educational things on YouTube, it'd be better for the quality of the video and the conversation. But would people be able to, go to YouTube and, as many people would, log in type of thing? That's my concern. But we'll figure it out, I guess. I'll see. Maybe we'll do one together in January together.
From Twitter to Instagram and YouTube, they're all different platforms.
Yeah.
And they don't really, if you've got a big Instagram following, they don't necessarily just automatically follow you to YouTube. Still, you kind of have to build each one. Same on YouTube. We're bigger on YouTube. We go to Instagram. We're starting from scratch and building it up.
Well, Scott's MySpace page is on fire.
MySpace. And you know what? You're a Friendster because with your manga shirts.
That's right. Yeah. That is right. That is it.
He ran the Facebook page for around 3 years or so.
Ran it means nothing.
There's like pictures of him with a green tongue on there.
Yeah, I took the boy out. We went and saw
Weird Al Yankovic.
People love that. It was like a personal touch.
You bet. Yeah, it was.
I know you're not on there too often still.
I posted today.
Right, yeah, I know. Your mom likes to thumb up your posts.
That sounds dirty almost.
Yeah, I got all on his mom there. Your mom's all over Facebook.
Your mom and thumb up. That's all I heard. If you forget about the post part, I have no idea what the conversation was. But that's a great close. Just one last toast to you guys. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. Everybody watching or watching later, happy holidays from Scotch Test Dummies and tonight's Poison. Peace, love, and whiskey.
Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
There you go. Cheers.
Scotch it, Dummies.
Thank you, guys. Let's stay in touch. If you ever come up to New York, please hit me up.
You bet.
Definitely.
Cheers. Bye.